But listen to how these men talk about business. A reverend and a Jedi master when it comes to technology and saving African babies. Bill Gates.
But when we talk about comeback and recovery, one of the questions that always comes up is a comeback to what? In other words, what does the economy look like, and how fundamentally different is it than what preceded it before this financial collapse?
Well, there's always new products, new ideas, and the U.S. is the best at having the economy adjust to new opportunities. Whether it's taking advantage of the internet or taking advantage of the biotech revolution. There were some excesses in that economy that people are thinking maybe should not be repeated. The consumption levels, the levels of consumer debt, the riskiness of some of the financial practices. By and large, though, we need to get people back spending. We need to have the benefits of innovation, which is really what always bails you out, always gets you back and going, is that we do have the great universities, the great corporate research labs, and those were not cut off, despite how scary the last year was. The key innovation, whether it's Microsoft software or pharmaceuticals, that is at the center of this economy, and it was not shut down.
Campaigns where that would be true. I mean, I think
Is it true in this one, though?
Oh, of course. We spend way too much money on everything else and not on what matters. If as a pastor, I'm always looking at how do we relieve suffering, and I'm also looking at how do we increase prosperity for everybody. For instance, you've heard the phrase, "Don't give a man a fish, teach him to fish." Well, that's not even good enough. I've discovered if you teach a man to fish, you create a village of fishermen. They all catch the same fish, and they have a subsistence economy. You need to teach a man how to sell a fish. You need to teach him how to build a business. You need to teach some build the nets and some build the boats, and create a free enterprise so that the society raises itself out of just subsistence on a more complex economy.
So, what did you think about that, guys? Yeah. Now, you see it for the reality. You see it for what it was. You see it for what it is. This is what white men say to each other. So, why are you listening to these women? They have no clue what they're talking about. You should be listening to each other. You should be listening to men within your group that are on your level and above. And you need to start pushing away those guys and those women who are not on your level. Because they're only going to pull you down. They're only going to, put out ideas that won't reflect what you need to do to become successful. I know it's hard, and I know it's harsh. But I talk about this all the time within my peer group. Yeah, my mother's all sweet about it, like, well, maybe he, just didn't want to get involved because, it was with his family or this, that, and the other. And, that's very nice. But my mind, the cavalry's mind, says every time, hey, Ma, that's great, but I can't have a bunch of weak-ass men around me. Not when it comes to business. If you're not strong enough, then you're not strong enough to go where I'm going. So, brothers, you have to be smart enough to reject those ideas that are coming from these women. Come up with your own ideas, work with each other, and become successful. Create jobs. Create jobs for yourself. Create jobs for other men. Create jobs for other women. And just create those jobs. That way, you don't have to go begging the white man for a job. You can go beg the black man for a job. Or it's your jobs that you've created, so you ain't got to beg nobody. Ain't nobody can fire you. Look, I just got through watching a little bit of Cat Williams. His last piece that he did, and the thing is that he had this one little segment where he talks about the fact that he has to appeal to a broader audience. In other words, everybody. He said, yeah, it would be nice to just appeal to just black people, but that's not what's going to get you on. That's not what's going to continue to keep you paid. Because you have to think about this. Because this is what he said. He said the black population in America is about 14%. Why in the heck would you just want 14% of the American population? Why not 50%, which includes everybody who wants you, who wants to pay you money? Why 14%? Especially when, my God, guys, I'm going to tell you this straight the hell up. African American women are notorious for voting with their dollar. So if they don't like your ideals, if they don't like who you are, or most importantly, they will vote with their dollar because you are married to a woman that they don't approve of. It's not because she's an evil woman. It's not because she eats kittens. It's because she's the wrong ethnicity for her. So why would you want to rely on that type of money? I bet you listen to the cavalry right now, ain't you? Stuff's starting to make sense. Just a little bit. Well, let me help you make sense of this fully so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to penetrate your brain. Because I know my people. They slow. They want to say, oh, what is he talking about? I don't understand. Think about this. Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, I said it. Rush Limbaugh. Yes, I said it. These are all millionaires, baby. I don't agree with them. I hate them. I think they're racist, man. They suck. They're Republicans. I hate Republicans. Yeah, I said it. They're stupid people. Republicans. We know this. So if you're Republican, yeah, I called you stupid. And you ran the country to the ground. So of course you're stupid. Live with it. That's why you became independents. Because you didn't want to be Republican no more. Look at you. Sitting up there protesting against health care that you need. Now, those are stupid people. But what I'm saying is that, look at it. Bill O'Reilly, and especially Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh's a millionaire, man. 100% of white people don't agree with that cat. They hate him too, just like I hate him. Hate Republicans. Same thing with O'Reilly. Making millions. You see that? They have room within their society to have people that they absolutely hate still create jobs. Still take care of their families. Still put more of their kids through college so they can create other different types of jobs. But if you leave it up to African American women, if you let them tell it, you black men, y'all ain't never going to have what these white guys have because you listen to the wrong group of people. Now, I'm going to say this. When it comes to saying not all of them at this point, I could say it. No, not all black women, think this way. But you're only 14% of the population. And at that point, even if it's not all, let's say it's just 70% of the African American female population thinks of this manner, and you're only 14% of the population. Well, that clearly is too many African American women thinking that black men should just get jobs and not create jobs. So saying not all of them, it just don't amount to a thing. Especially when you got complete assholes who are white men who are making millions and will continue to make millions until the day that they die. I mean, the guy is a former drug addict and probably still on drugs, and he's making millions. But your money and your access to hard cash can be cut off if you just solely depend on African American women and their choices and what they're happy with, I'm going to tell you, you're going to find yourself wearing a dress with big titties and playing like you're an African American woman in order to make millions of dollars. Yeah, sound familiar? Yeah. Yeah. It's hard truth, man. You're going to be in a damn dress. That's what happens to African American men who depend solely on African American black money. You got to create your own world, man. Create your own successes. And then bring other brothers in who have your thought process. Now, I'm not saying don't marry African American women. I'm not saying don't fall in love with African American women. But you have to scrutinize who you're messing around with.